I got the dope moves.
You got what?
I got stupid juice. I bust a stupid move.
Now, why don't you go wait in the kitchen? You want something to drink? I'll salve up for a Coke or something, okay?
I always tell you to take me down, but you be like, nah, I be acting stupid. Man, you the stupid one. I be busting a dope move. I'm kicking it live, homie. Kicking the stupid dope moves. I'm making all this dope, B. I got so much cash, it ain't funny, man. I'm getting large, B.
What's up, y'all? It's Edgar Berlanga, and I want to tell my fight fans, man, we got the fight. Berlanga versus Canelo, live September 14th in Las Vegas on pay-per-view. And for y'all fucking haters, man, y'all gonna eat your words. And don't sleep on me, because y'all gonna be sleeping for a very long time, man. Knockout season, fireworks. You know how we coming? Big New York.
Hey, what's up, y'all? It's the Black Horseman. Shout out to the underground community and all the real boxing fans. So it looks like this fight is official. Edgar Berlanga, aka Chuck E, has come out and stated that it's going down. Him and Canelo in September, and everybody that slept on him, they're gonna eat their words and all that old goofy shit. But before I even elaborate more on the cherry pick from Canelo, I want to go back and revisit the topic I did in my last live stream, where I gave Daryl Peoples, the IBF president, the flame of shame. I got to give this guy the flame of fame, because according to these recent reports, Daryl Peoples is going to strip Canelo Alvarez of his IBF title. And I have to give it up, because one of these governing presidents finally had the cojones to stand up to the biggest diva in boxing, Canelo, and enforce the rules. I was unsure if this guy Daryl was going to, keep that same energy, the same energy he had with Usyk, same energy he had with Crawford. When these guys were ordered to fight the mandatory and they had rematch obligations or wasn't interested in the number one contender, he stripped them immediately. So now that he has stood up for his organization and stood up against Canelo, I have to give this guy credit, because I don't care, as a boxing fan, I don't care how popular a fighter is. They should not be getting preference treatment, special treatment to not adhere to the rules, while everybody else who's working their ass off as champions have to follow the rules. So I have to give this guy the flame of fame. Shout out to you, Daryl Peoples. I jumped the gun and I immediately got on your ass, because I thought you was gonna follow suit like the WBA, the WBC, allowing the quote unquote cash cow Canelo to have his way. But you didn't do that. So shout out to you, Daryl, for keeping the same energy and giving the boxing fans a little bit of hope that these organizations may have a little bit of integrity left. So IBF, I still have some integrity left, and I believe the WBO still has some integrity left. As far as the WBC and the WBA, that's a whole different conversation. There was a post, I guess, done by Erickson Lubin, in which, what you call it, what's this guy that be doing the reports and updates? Mike Coppinger. He said some serious disrespect for the face of boxing. Erickson Lubin said, shout out to Canelo, Duck Duck Goose champion. But you got guys like Mike Coppinger who's defending him, saying that serious disrespect. No, it ain't no disrespect. This is facts. Canelo is a fucking Duck Duck Goose champion. How many ducks do he got to pull out of the cherry orchard? Or do he got to go by the nearby lake? How many ducks he got to pick out before people start actually realizing that, okay, enough is enough? You know? Now, the funny thing is Erickson Lubin is calling Canelo a duck, but here he has pulled out of the Tim Tszyu fight, and I believe it was the second time, because Tszyu stated that before Keith Thurman was thrown in the equation, Erickson Lubin was the considerable option, but Lubin didn't take that opportunity, so Keith Thurman was the next best option. Then Keith get hurt, of course, and then Sebastian Fundora is the replacement opponent, and then we know what happened with that. Sebastian Fundora beats Tim Tszyu after an elbow split his eye, you know, split his head open, really, and blood was dripping in his eye the whole fight, and Sebastian Fundora won the fight, given those circumstances. But I don't have an issue with what Lubin is saying, because Canelo is the Duck Duck Goose champion. And as far as Mike Coppinger stating that this whole face of boxing thing, I think we need to redefine what the hell qualifies somebody as the face of boxing. Because I don't mind no people saying that, oh, he's still the cash cow, because he is. Canelo is a big name in the sport. He's able to generate a lot of money at the gate. You know, he's got a huge Mexican fan base. They buy pay-per-views. But face of boxing, is that what gives you the stamp because you're popular? Because if that's the case, Jake Paul is popular too. There's a lot of popular fighters in the sport. But he's not the best fighter. He's not up there, you know, on an elite level. Not no more. Because once I see an elite fighter in front of another elite fighter and they get washed, because I've seen this guy Canelo get washed twice, you know? He's not, I mean, he's the best out of Mexico. I give him that. But he can't even beat the best American. We saw what happened when Canelo fought the best American fighter. He got washed. We saw what happened when Canelo fought the best Russian fighter. Washed, nigga. So he's not the best fighter. He ain't the best pound for pound. We know that. So I don't know why people keep trying to defend him and what still qualifies him as the face of boxing. You know? I think some of these individuals have these complexion agendas, and they like the way Canelo look. He look Caucasian. So a lot of these individuals want Canelo to still be the face of boxing. But he's not the best fighter in boxing. Not by a long shot. He's not. You know? Although he's able to generate a lot of money, but his resume is very suspect. You know, this is a guy who has fought a lot of leftovers of other fighters from back in the day. You know, He done fought De La Hoya's leftovers, Floyd Mayweather's leftovers. If you really look at his resume, you'd be like, huh. He got a lot of good names on his resume, but he fought a lot of these guys when they was over the hill. Yeah, he had some good wins at middleweight or super middleweight. You know, he beat Billy Joe Saunders, you know, took his title from him. But he beat Billy Joe coming off, fell in a drug test when he was about to face Demetrius Andrade. You know, he got a good win off Caleb Plant. Shout out to him, you know. It was pretty competitive until he got the stoppage. So he got some decent wins, but when he got in front of an elite fighter, I seen this guy get washed. So Edgar Berlanga, aka Chuck E, is telling people that don't sleep on him. You know? And he just reminded me of that guy on the movie Juice. I got the dope moves. I got stupid juice. I got stupid juice. Big New York. Okay. Do the best you can do. Okay. You're a cherry pick, Eddie. So Berlanga gets granted a huge payday. And it's funny because Canelo, you say this goofy shit like, who has he done? What has he done? Who had he beat? That's why I don't respect Canelo Alvarez. Canelo is just full of shit. You know, he's told the boxing media that certain opponents don't deserve an opportunity because they ain't beat nobody. Who the fuck has Edgar Berlanga beat? Huh? Why does this guy deserve an opportunity at Canelo? What has he done that these other contenders haven't done or other champions haven't done? You know? But I guess because he's from Puerto Rico, that's the selling point. Mexico versus Puerto Rico. So that's why this fight makes sense. It ain't about who Eddie Berlanga beat. It's about who he is. Because he's Puerto Rican and he got a New York fan base, you know, I guess that is why Berlanga is qualified to win this Canelo sweepstakes, you know? And this guy, William Skull, looks like he'll be fighting, I can't think of the guy's name, but there's already another contender that is already been pre-selected to fight for the IBF title, the vacant IBF title. So I'm just assuming IBF is going to, you know, back up what they say. They're going to order William Skull versus this other guy. I can't pronounce his last name. But that's great. That's great. Good for the IBF, good for William Skull and his opponent. Because I've been saying this and quite a few others have been saying that it's not about Canelo's decision to fight Berlanga, but you are choosing to fight Berlanga when you got these other top contenders, you know, that you won't face. When Benavidez was ordered, you wasn't interested. You said, give me $200 million because he don't bring nothing to the table but extra weight. So Benavidez hasn't done enough, but Berlanga has. David Morrell hasn't done enough, but Berlanga has. You know? And William Skull, I guess because nobody know him, he don't deserve an opportunity either. But goofy ass Chuck E. Eddie Berlanga, he deserves it. This is not going to be a competitive fight. If this is a competitive fight, Canelo, you need to retire. I expect Canelo to get rid of Eddie. This is a cherry pick. You know, hopefully Eddie Berlanga gets paid very, very well. And after he get his ass kicked, hopefully New York don't flame him too crispy. He's going to get flamed. Definitely going to get flamed. But hopefully he can still walk the streets of New York and people want to still get autographs from him and shit like that. Because he's going to get his ass kicked, you know. Because this guy is nowhere close to the level of Canelo. And like I stated, Canelo is not the best fighter, man. You know, to me, he ain't no super elite fighter like that. He not. Like I told you, when he got in front of another elite fighter, he got washed. So I don't be understanding the math on a lot of these Canelo dick eaters and why they're so obsessed with this guy when he's not all that. He's really not. Like I say, he the face of Mexico, but not nowhere else. You know, I don't see him as the face of boxing. Sorry. I don't see him as that. You know, you gonna have to do more than sell some tickets and be popular in one country. Sorry. So best of luck to Canelo on his on all his cherry hunting that he's doing out here. You know, I can only imagine who will be next after Eddie. Hey, big shout out to Bruce Gas Boxing, Jazz and more, man. Shout out to you, fam. IBF told Canelo, fuck you being the face of boxing and your big fees you bring. Right. Right is right. William Skull is no draw. Berlanga Bum is the same level fighter. Yeah, man. You know, Berlanga might be a little more popular, but other than that, you know, I don't know who the fuck. I mean, I can't even remember who the fuck Berlanga beat. There ain't nobody even worth mentioning. That dude from New York, Puerto Ricans don't show up for that bum. Well, Canelo sees something. He sees something that makes sense. He said, this guy is a Puerto Rican and he got stupid juice. Shout out to my bro, Actual Facts. Eddie Berlanga is a cash grab. Canelo robbing the bank with this one. Yeah, shout out to Canelo. Get your little bread. But you are no longer undisputed, man. That shit is over with. And that's how it should be. You know, it should be like that. If you're not going to follow the rules of these governing bodies that, you know, allowed you to fight for their title, then yeah, man, you need to be stripped. There's other champions, man. There's other contenders that want to be champions. It's not fair, you know, to the other guys that gotta leave divisions because of this diva on the screen. Straight up diva, man. He's so great, but he can't fight these guys coming up the rankings. He want to cherry pick. So like I stated, cool. If that's what you want to do, Canelo, nobody will have no smoke with you if you just vacate all these belts and then you can fight all the cherries you want to fight, man. Simple shit. Simple math. You know, hopefully this will influence the other governing bodies to, you know, have some cojones, man. Stop allowing this motherfucker to debo y'all asses, man. Been acting like some straight up bitches, man. WBC, straight up bitches. They ordered him to fight David Benavidez, no consequences. They supposed to do what Daryl Peoples just did. Oh, you ain't gonna do what we asked you to do? All right. It was nice. It was nice doing business with you, man. You are no longer, your services is no longer needed. You are no longer our champ. We're moving on from you, sir. You know, just been tired of all of the disgusting energy that these motherfuckers have in the sport over this one dude. Like he's the end all be all. He got washed by the last face of boxing. To me, he ain't even better than the last few faces of boxing. His resume is leftovers of the last few faces of boxing, Floyd and Oscar. But this is who y'all praise right here. This is who y'all worship. Canelo. So, welcome. You know, welcome to being stripped, just like Usyk and Bud Crawford. Canelo learned from Floyd very well. Yeah, man. You know, only difference is Floyd ain't never been undisputed, and Floyd wasn't holding up no divisions, man, because he was vacating the shit out of them titles. And that's why it's disgusting when people try to bring up Floyd. I'm like, what are you talking about, man? Y'all love trying to compare Canelo to Floyd. Shit, Floyd beat Canelo ass, and Floyd never been undisputed. That's something Canelo has done that Floyd can't never say he's done. That's why I think Floyd is jealous of any fighter that's become undisputed. You know? Any accomplishment that a fighter has reached that Floyd has never reached, he feels some type of way because his attention that's away from him. Them sanctioned bodies see the easy money, so they're going to play along with whatever Canelo wants. So, yeah, WBA, WBC, you know, y'all some straight up clowns, you know? At first, I was saying in my last live stream, Turkey Island Sheik need to go ahead and take over all of this shit because none of these governing bodies want to even, you know, hold these fighters to the rules, you know? Hold this quote unquote face of boxing to the rules, you know? He's the face of cherry picking. That's what he is. But I'm glad the IBF have finally took a stand. So once again, flame of fame to the IBF, Daryl Peoples, man. You know, for setting the tone, man. And not just going along to get along. Because that's what the rest of these sanctioning bodies is doing. That's what a lot of these fanboys is doing. They respect shit like this. Canelo versus Eddie Berlanga, like my homie Actual Facts say. Who the fuck is this guy be? Canelo's been full of shit, acting like he want to fight all the best fighters. And then when the best fighters come up to the rankings and earn their shot at the title, then he want to vacate. Then you got other plans. You want you back at the cherry orchard. So it's good to know that Canelo don't have mind control over everybody, over all the governing bodies. You know, I know the WBC is not going to put that pressure on Canelo. They're not going to follow the footsteps of the IBF. And the WBA is definitely not going to do the same. Is definitely not going to do that either. You know, I'm still on the road to the WBO. Shout out to them. They seem to be consistent with ordering their mandatories. And the homie QT in the last live stream mentioned that when Canelo fought John Ryder, that was for the WBO defense. So I gave Canelo credit for that defense. See, he picks and chooses who he wants to face. He didn't see no issue or no threat with John Ryder. But David Benavidez, oh, hell no. Y'all got me fucked up. You better give me $200 million. You better fucking go to the bank, empty out the bank if you want me to fight him. Shout out to Iron Cone, man. Not much, man. You know, applying small flame to the cherry picker, the king cherry picker, man. Terror squad in the house. Hell yeah, man. Y'all think Eddie Berlanga gonna have the Terror Squad, Fat Joe and them come out? Good luck. Tell you one thing, if that man get lucky and beat Canelo, woo-wee, Puerto Rico gonna have their way with that shit. Man, the streets of New York gonna be crowded. They gonna be flipping over cars and everything if Eddie Berlanga wins. He gonna be in the next Fat Joe video. Lean back part 2 type shit. And put Canelo in there. I got no use for Canelo till he fights Benavidez. See what I'm saying? Real boxing fans. You know? That's the fight boxing fans want to see. Benavidez and Canelo. But Canelo, you know, dude is cap. Talking about, I want to get the boxing fans the fights they want to see. Yeah, okay. Everybody wanted to see you fight Eddie Berlanga. Pussy. He said, of course, Terror Squad gonna be in there. That's crazy, dog. I wouldn't even show up because I already know what's gonna happen. But shout out to him, man. If they got that kind of love and support for Eddie, damn, you know, he gonna show up with his little, you know, choker chain and Terror Squad chain and all of that, with his ice water fade and parting his hair, you know. Gonna have a crazy walk in, then he gonna get his ass fucked up. Right, Canelo. Canelo's big cap. His prayers was answered. You know, all the cherries he's been desiring, he's getting. You know, I don't think there's a bigger cherry than Eddie Berlanga, man. But shout out to Canelo, man. He has no shame. He has no shame in his game, bro. He wants to go out like a cherry picker. So shout out to him. But he's gonna be going out there with only 3 world titles. Not 4. He's no longer undisputed. Thanks to the IBF and Daryl Peoples for keeping the same energy. Well, all champs. And you know, hopefully no other champ gets risen up to this level where franchises get created and goofy shit and rules get twisted around for this guy. Canelo has been a cancer to boxing. Canelo the Cancer Alvarez, man. You know, from exceptions on cheating, you know, clenbuterol, from franchises, you know, fighting your mandatories, to all kind of goofy shit, to these promoters and governing bodies acting like thoughts, acting like fucking prostitutes. This guy being considered face of boxing has been one of the worst things to happen to the sport. Everybody wanted to act just like Canelo. You know, Canelo, the cap cherry king. That's all I got for this one, man. Flame of fame to the IBF. Flame of shame to Canelo with his punk ass. I'm out.